Oh my God. It's so hot today, guys. I'm in this studio and it is hot. It is hot, so sorry if I get a little bit shiny during this episode. Anyway, guys, welcome to this episode of Aussie English. I am Pete, your host, and today I want to help you learn how to pronounce words, verbs, ending in ed, okay? There's 3 rules. They're easy. Let's do this. Alright, so there are 3 rules in English, and that is because there are 3 different pronunciations of ed in English for these past participle words, right? Why 3 rules? What the hell? Why are there 3 different ways of pronouncing these words? The reason is because the ends of the words, the end of the verb, onto which you put the ed, the sound that is made there determines how the ed is pronounced, okay? And mastering this is going to help you sound much more like a native when you speak English. Okay, so the 3 different sounds are t, d, and ud. You guys probably already know this, but we need to learn when and why to put them in certain places, okay? All right, so rule number 1, guys. Rule number 1 is that when a verb, in the infinitive of a verb, ends with a vowel sound or a voiced consonant, you need to put d on the end of it, right? And d is a voiced consonant. You should be able to feel vibrations in your throat. And they're voiced, vowels here, and obviously the consonants, because there are vibrations in the throat. So you can check that by putting your hand here when you say the words. So for example, appeared, appeared, it's voiced, appeared. Borrowed, borrowed. Arrived, arrived. Paused, paused. Killed, killed. Cried, cried. Judged, judged. Weighed, weighed. All right, rule number 2. So now when you have a word that ends in a consonant that isn't voiced, there's no vibrations in the throat, the sound that you have to use is an unvoiced consonant, t. Unvoiced ending, unvoiced consonant, t. So for example, asked, asked. It's not voiced, sk, t. No vibrations. Passed, passed. Danced, danced. Pushed, pushed. Reached, reached. Fixed, fixed. Laughed, ha 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 ha. Laughed. Stamped, stamped. All right, and the last rule is that when a verb already ends with one of those 2 sounds, the t or the d, the t or the d, we need to add a vowel in there between those 2 sounds so that it sounds more natural when we say these words, and we put the schwa in there, okay? So for example, wanted, wanted. Needed, needed. Waited, waited. Aided, aided. Cheated, cheated. Ended, ended. Good job, guys. So that's really all there is to it. That's all she wrote. That's all there is to it. So recapping, let's go over things again. Rule number 1, you need to put a d, a voiced d sound on the end of a word that has a voiced sound at the end. That can be a vowel or that can be a voiced consonant. For example, warned, played, phased. Rule number 2 was we put a T sound, a T, on the end if the end of the word is a consonant that isn't voiced. No vibrations. For example, walked, fetched, flipped, And then if the word already ends with a t or a d sound, a t or a d, we need to add a schwa, and a d sound on the end, ud. For example, waited, needed, wanted. All right, great job. You've done really, really well. Now let's do a little quiz here, guys. So I'm going to say a bunch of words. I'm going to say the infinitive first, and I want you to convert this into the past participle. See if you get the pronunciation right. And then after that, I'm going to say the past participle so you can check if you nailed it. Okay? So let's do this. Look. Looked. Puff. Puffed. Need. Needed. Plaster. Plastered. Watch. Watched. Play. Played. Bake. Baked. Evolve. Evolved. Change. Changed. Warn. Warned. Stab. Stabbed. Face. Faced. End. Ended. Great job, guys. Now I know these rules suck. They are hard to learn, but practice makes perfect. Keep going over these things, keep doing these pronunciation exercises, and that's the best way to learn them subconsciously. So you don't have to think, is it an ud, is it a d, is it a t? Do these exercises. Now, if you want to go through the 100 top verbs in English, where we do this exercise, you want to get the bonus content to this video, as well as my other 50 advanced English courses, go to theaussieenglishclassroom.com. You can sign up and try it for a month and you will get instant access to all that stuff, guys. This is a great way to improve your English quickly. Other than that, I am Pete, the host of the Aussie English Podcast. If you're not listening to this podcast already, you can download it via any application of your choosing. Just do a search for Aussie English on any podcast app and download your first episode today for free and start leveling up your English. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Oh my God, guys. Such a hot day. Oof. Looking forward to winter. It's funny, in Australia, you get like, at least here in the south, you get a summer that's long enough that just starts disappearing into winter, and you're sort of like, yes, finally winter. And then winter's sort of long enough that you want summer at the end again.